Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CCRL Pro Tier Season Finale. Tonight they're taking on the 5.281 kilometer circuit, and it has 16 corners and 2 DRS zones. This is the Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. I am the Johnny Damon. I am your commentator tonight. Just a few moments here. I will go over points as we do have a battle for P2 up for grabs tonight in the season finale, but I will be right back momentarily. In the meantime, in the standings, we do have LB the GOAT, who has locked up the championship here in the Pro Tier. But we have Silos and Komakopa battling for that P2 spot. Also, P3 is up for grabs as well. So Silos has 227 points. Komakopa in third with 192. Peak Hour fourth with 190. 180 for Raptor in fifth. The Boonster in sixth with 162. Feeney seventh with 154. 131 for Like Me or Not in eighth. Bongit in ninth with 129. And then Mr. Miller will round out your top 10 in points. Team standings, we have Haas at the top with 344 points. Red Bull in second. What's up, Amish? Boonster, yes, Boonster. He's been pretty quick lately. Red Bull in second with 317. Chance for them to take the championship tonight. The Sauber Ferraris in third with 293, Mercedes with 256, and fourth Aston Martin 221. In fifth, Alpine sixth with 218, McLaren seventh with 212, the Racing Bulls 207, Williams 132, and Ferrari 124. In the meantime, James and Goose sets a provisional lap at a 126.4. Boonster comes across the line to begin his first lap. GC Adventure there making his way through Sector 3. So looks like Peak Hour is going to come across the line. Where is he going to go? Provisional pole with a 125.1. Komakopa making his way through Sector 3. Let's see here. GC Adventure working his way into turn 16 now. He does have pretty slow time, so it looks like he is beginning his flying lap now. Meanwhile, Komakopa making his way through Sector 3 into turn 15, now 16. And off the exit of the final corner, heading towards the start-finish line and take provisional pole with a 125.035. So once again, he is in a battle for that P2 position with Silos. I'll be the GOAT with a 124.2, setting a provisional pole up at the top. Silos now going to be running into a lot of traffic here in Sector 3. The Racing Bull's not exactly sure if he managed to get out of the way just in time, but the Mercedes now making his way through the final sector in a new provisional pole by DeBoonster up at the top. That Sauber is flying. Silos goes to that P5 position. Raptor's going to be looking to dive into pit lane. Bongit making his way down the long, I call it the north straight here into the chicane. Heavy braking all the way down into second gear. And off the exit of the chicane, manages to keep the car under control. Power back down, DRS flap wide open, making his way into the really fast hairpin here on the south side of the circuit, and he's going to get back on the power as early as he can off the exit, over the exit curve into sector 3. We make our way and now we are heading through turn 16 to the start finish line, and across the line we go to the P6 spot with a 125.3. James and Goose comes across the line, not improving on his time. Peak hour here, making his way through sector 3, currently not on a lap, and Silos is also not on a lap, but he is up to that P3 position in front of Komakopa, so he is looking to lock down that P2 position in the championship fight with Komakopa here in the season finale. So that will be an interesting one to keep an eye on tonight. A little bit of 2/10 separation, just under, between DeBoonster and LB the Goat here on the front row. In the meantime, everybody's looking pretty decently close, kind of spread out, not a lot going on circuit for the time being. But we are making our way through sector 3. On board with Komakopa through sector 1. As we can see there, GC Adventure backed out of his lap, dived into pit lane, but Bonga here making his way through Sector 2 into the chicane. Off the exit, burned a little bit of ERS, got the DRS flap wide open, making his way down into the south side hairpin. Off the exit we go. Is he going to use a lot of the curb here? Yes, he does. Now going in through Sector 3 and riding here from a top shot now into Sector 3 through Latifi's corner here. The very infamous corner that ruined or I don't know what you would say, ruined championship hopes, as he makes his way off the exit of the final corner across the line to a P5 position. So a great lap by Bonga there with an improvement. Peak hour also improved on his lap as well. Silos here 4/10 up. Doesn't look to be, or he is on a lap now, making his way through Sector 1, coming up onto the back of the Haas in front of him. He is nearly 2/10 up on his time. The Haas pulls to the outside. Silos back on the power, up through the gears, opens up the DRS flap. Now down through the North Main stretch here, heading towards the chicane into the braking zone. A new provisional pole by Boonster at a 123.6. Making our way through the final stretch here into the final hairpin as we go, and 8/10 up on his time, so he must have made a big mistake on his first lap, as now he's really proceeding here through Sector 3. Very easy to lose your car here in through Latifi corner under the MSC Cruises bridge, back on the power. 30% battery left, burning it all the way off the exit of turn 15 into the final corner as he comes across the line and invalidates off the exit, and a 123.8 would have put him up in the front row. And unfortunately, Silos there is gonna have to go for another lap as he nearly put the car on pole, but invalidated off of turn 16. And we got some cars hanging out here in the chicane. That was Copa, not exactly sure who behind him, the kickstart Sauber of the Boonster, as we're making our way down. Peak hour appears to be on a lap here. He has the Mercedes to the inside. He's gonna get by him okay into the braking zone, all the way down into second gear, over the entrance curb, off the exit. The car really slides outside. Opens up the DRS, not burning much battery. He allows the car to go to the outside of the circuit. He would gain more time if he tucked it through the inside. And now he's a quarter of a second down on his time. He's not improving through Sector 2. Is he going to find anything in Sector 3? We will keep an eye, and a 5-place grid penalty with GC Adventure in James and Goose. Not exactly sure what happened here, but that was a 5-place grid penalty, and it looked like an M plate missing on the Racing Bulls in that P11 position. Matthew here through the chicane, just kind of cruising out of the way. Silos is once again going for another lap in that P8 position. Previously, he did have enough to put himself on the front row, but invalidated through turn 16 and cost himself a lot of time. Raptor currently not on a lap, but Copa making his way down into the chicane here of Sector 2. Off the exit, the car is under control. These are all their final laps here, as we will jump on board with Guzman. Is he going to put this car onto pole? He is not going to have enough to pole, but he is for the front row in that P2 position. That'll be the GOAT making his way through, but let's jump on board here with GC Adventure as he's making his way through Sector 2. He's not going to be able to put down a lap. The Alpine and James and Goose is not going to be able to put down a lap. Komakopa, I believe. And he goes really deep there into turn 16, really deep through turn. Oh yeah, he's going to back out. Raptor here. Let's see, Peak Hour making his way through. Silos, is he going to keep it within track limits off the exit of turn 16, burning the rest of the battery? Yes, he does. Into the second row, the Mercedes 2-3 between Guzman and Silos here, behind the Boonster, who's been showing quite a bit of pace over the course of the last few weeks. And he got pole position here at Abu Dhabi. Matthew currently not on a lap. He is going to be making his way towards pit lane. Oh my god. So just to go through the grid here, we got DeBoonster on pole, Guzman second, Silos third, LB the GOAT in fourth, Komakopa fifth, Bong at sixth, Raptor seventh, Peak Hour eighth, Matthew ninth, James and Goose 10th, GC 11th, and LK in 12th. That's 4 or 5 red lights, and the lights are out, and Guzman and Boonster both with a jump start on the lights here, and they're gonna have to serve a drive-through on the opening lap of the 58 lap Grand Prix, so potential for them to possibly come back through. However, Guzman looking to make a move down into the hairpin here before they take on the north side of the straight, heading towards the chicane. A little bit of a mix-up going on here in the midfield between the GOAT. Bonnet peeking down the inside of Komakopa, but he's not going to go for a move. Breaks out of the slipstream, gets right back behind. Looks for a much better run off the exit of the chicane. In the meantime, while this was going on, Bonnet is not going to complete the move on Komakopa. Guzman was able to get by DeBoonster, but DeBoonster is looking to mount an attack on him here in through Sector 3. Now through the Latifi corner, off the exit, heading into turn 15. Now turn 16, the final corner, and both of the leaders are going to dive into pit lane, serve these drive-through penalties, and Silos will be your official leader here at Yacht Marina Abu Dhabi. And Komakopa goes a little wide there through turn 1. Bonnet here, within DRS of him here. He's gonna get the DRS off of the hairpin. I believe this is turn 4. Let me check on that. As we're carrying our way through Sector 2, Komakopa is going to be mounting an attack. 3 abreast with Raptor KK, looking to go right through the middle, around the outside of the hairpin, and now in through Sector 3. We're still side by side. Raptor KK all the way up into that P3 position. He was able to fight through Komakopa and bong it down into the hairpin, and now Raptor up into 3rd place. In the meantime, your two leaders have opened up a 3.2 second gap. Komakopa here is still under pressure, or he's putting the pressure on Raptor as they're making their way through turn 1 into turn 2. It's now going to take them through 3 and 4, and I believe that is turn 5, the hairpin. Yes, I am correct. So now through turn 5, and it's going to take them down this long DRS straight. In the meantime, LB the GOAT is looking to mount an attack. Booster with a 3-second time penalty down in that P9 position. Already caught up to some of the folks here in the back. LB the GOAT did not make a move, but Bong it peeking down the inside of Komakopa, potentially into the chicane. However, he does not go for that move, as now we're carrying our way down into turn 9 of Sector 3. And we kind of got a little bit of a fight going on here with Komakopa looking around the outside, and he hangs it there and gains that P3 position, the final step on the podium. And here comes Bong it now. Bong it under pressure, and Peak Hour goes into the back of him, and it looks like the Haas is going to lose an M plate there. Bong it now going to lose a position to that Haas and down into that P6 position. Matthew in 7th place, 1.2 seconds off the back of this fight going on in front of him. Peak Hour here with the front end plate missing on that Haas is going to be under some serious pressure. As now we are carrying through Sector 3. Booster makes his way by on Guzman here down into turn 7 and 8. So Booster now into 8th place. They are using the DRS swapping here to their advantage, as Guzman is now going to go down through the inside of Booster into the hairpin of turn 9. Not really gaining a whole lot of time on Matthew in front of them from that swap, but now Booster wants to fight with Guzman around the outside. A nice helicopter shot here as we make our way through Latifi corner off the exit, and it's gonna carry us here through the penultimate into the final corner and across the start finish line and up into that to start lap 5. Sorry, wow, I don't know what I was thinking about there for a second. LB the GOAT here, still putting the pressure on Silos, not close enough to take the lead of the Grand Prix though, as they're making their way into the chicane. Nobody here within this 4-car train is willing to make a move. Guzman, is he going to have enough top speed on the Boonster? No. Going to creep up to the back. LB the GOAT creeps up to the back. Is Komakopa under pressure from Raptor here? No, he is not. And nobody here on lap 5 inside. That top 5 is on the move. And once again on lap 6, we have a 2-car battle out front between the Mercedes and the Red Bull. And then we got the Aston Martin of Komakopa looking to defend off the Racing Bulls of Raptor with Peak Hour and Bongit. And Bongit's really all over that Haas right now as they're making their way down into turn 5. Is Barnett going to be able to hang it around the outside? Maybe looking for a switchback off the exit. And Peak Hour is going to close that door. But here comes Barnett once again. He is going to use the DRS to his advantage. Gets right by Peak Hour. No problem. Well into the braking zone. And Peak Hour is going to drop to that P6 position. Barnett, however, overdrives the braking zone. 3-second penalty. And now he is going to be under pressure from Peak Hour as they make their way all the way down into turn 9. And it looks like Barnett is struggling here on lap 6. In regards to tires, we haven't pulled up the tires, but everybody on mediums except for Matthew on a set of hard tires. And when is LB the GOAT going to make the move here on Silos as we're carrying our way off the exit of turn 5? And they're now going to be flying down this backstretch into the chicane of turn 7 and 8. Looks like Stilos might be getting a better run off the exit of the chicane as they make their way down into turn 9. So, yeah, I think he's going to have a better run off of the exit of turn 7, of the chicane down through 8 into turn 9. And the Red Bull just doesn't have enough top speed to compete with that. Copa here still fighting to defend off the Racing Bulls behind him in that P3 position. On lap 9, they're not really too far off the leaders, 5.8 seconds. They were 6.2. So gained about, almost a half a second here. Copa is starting to find pace. Peak Hour gonna dive into the pits very early as that front wing is starting to hinder him early here in the Grand Prix. Maybe be able to make up the time to the folks here in front of him. Guzman was able to get by Matthew. Now, the Boonster looks like he is struggling to get by Matthew. And he is going to get the DRS, but so isn't Matthew. The question is the Boonster going to be able to close up to the back of him? The Boonster right up to the rear diffuser, looking to go around the outside. But Matthew well defended all the way down into the chicane. Now the Boonster looking for a better run off the exit of turn 7. He is going to get the DRS and the slipstream, but here comes Matthew using that ERS to keep up to the back of Guzman here as we're making our way through turn 9. The Boonster gets on the inside curb, and that's going to cause a little snap of oversteer. And now we're making our way through sector 3 into the Latifi corner we go. And when is the Boonster going to be able to find his way through on Matthew here for that P7 as he was trying to hang on to the back of Guzman? And all this defense from Matthew is holding Boonster up, and this is not good for that Sauber. Question is, when does the Sauber start to get frustrated with the Williams in front of him here as we're making our way down into turn 5? Is he going to go down the inside? Boonster going to send it off the exit here. And now he's going to be looking to get the DRS. He's got the DRS. But did Matthew get it? I'm not exactly sure. Matthew did not get the DRS, but Boonster's still not able to make the move on the Williams here. The Williams goes a little deep into the braking zone, and that allows the Boonster to get by here off the exit of turn 7. He's lost 3 seconds to Guzman in front of him already on lap 10. But here comes Matthew looking to make his life miserable down into turn 9. And Boonster goes a little bit around the outside and gonna defend off the Williams behind him for that P7 position. But now he's got about 3.3 seconds to make up to the Mercedes of Guzman in front of him here. As both of them had to serve a drive-through penalty on the opening lap.
As we are carrying through the chicane, LB the GOAT here on the back of the Mercedes, still not making a move down into turn 9. Comacopa looking to defend off the Racing Bulls and the McLaren right behind them in through turn 9. And they're still not catching the leaders in front, as they're still about 5.7 seconds back in through sector 3. 5.5. Comacopa's now starting to find some time through sector 3, and I'm wondering if he's losing it. It may be in sector 1, or there could have been a huge mistake from Silos, because now they're down to 4.5, 4.4, 4.3. Yeah, it looks like Silos may have made a mistake, and now LB the GOAT is taking over here on the lead. With a 4-second gap to that P3 position on lap 12. Comacopa is putting it down. Hammer time for the Aston Martin. 4 seconds back, 1 second over the Racing Bull behind him, with the McLaren breathing down Raptor's neck off the exit of turn 5. Silos here, I believe he might be low on battery. No, he has regenerated. LB the GOAT has less battery than the Mercedes as they make their way down into turn 6 and 7. Bonget here is going to back off into turn 6, and he's looking to follow Raptor off the exit of turn 7, making their way through 8 in towards the hairpin at the south side of the circuit. Silos within 7/10 of the Red Bull in front of him. The question is it the setup now? Could the setup have put too much wear on those tires, or is Silos beginning to struggle, because he's at about 4 seconds here to Comacopa behind him, when it was nearly 6.2. So the Aston Martin found a lot of time there recently. The booster has cut down the lead to Guzman to about 2.7 seconds, and it is decreasing by the corner and by the second. But Guzman has also cut down the gap to Bonget to 6.3, so he's looking to put on a charge here to see if he can catch up to Bonget in the Racing Bull. Silos here has lost the DRS to the Red Bull in front off the exit of turn 5, and he's not going to be able to get it heading down into the hairpin here. Might be able to potentially get it off the exit as he dives in pretty late, braking there, nearly 9.5 tenths back. Did he get it? I believe he got it off the detection point. We will see that rear wing has opened up, and here comes the Mercedes once again chasing down the Red Bull. Here we are still under green nose safety cars here on lap 14. A little bit of a battle between 3 to 4 cars here in the midfield between Comacopa Raptor and Bonget. And it looks like Bonget wants to put the pressure on Raptor, but he's not able to find a way through. Silos still kind of struggling to keep up with the Red Bull in front of him of LB the GOAT. Now battery wise, They're both relatively even here on lap 14. They're burning and regenerating, burning and regenerating. Komakopa's down to 4 seconds now and slowly closing the gap here. Let's see if he's going to be able to catch him. Komakopa is really trying to lead this charge. He's at 3.4 seconds now, 4/10 of a second gained that time. He's down to 3.4, 3.3. Really trying to lead a charge to catch up to Silos here, but it's taken lap by lap, and along the way he is bringing Bonga and Raptor on lap 16. Let's see if they're going to be able to catch him. 3.2 now as they're making their way down the straight. Silos is going to potentially have to be looking to find that way to get by the GOAT here on the medium tires as they make their way off the exit, and now Komakopa down to about 3 seconds. Did not get a great exit there from turn 7, making their way down into turn 9. Silos is going to regain the lead on the GOAT, and he's back up top in the clean air. The GOAT in P2. Following along through Sector 3, Komakopa now down to 3 seconds in that P3 position, carrying some traffic with him. Boonster must have made a big mistake as he had dropped off the back of Guzman down to 6.6. Drive-through has bothered him a little bit here on lap 16, just getting through Sector 3 now. The race leaders are currently pulling up to the Ferrari of LK as they're making their way through Sector 1. That will be a lap car. Heading down into turn 5. Is this gonna help Silos? That's the question. Is he in that second range to the Ferrari in front? Will Silos get the DRS? And he does not get the DRS from the Ferrari in front. But here comes LB the GOAT though. He's going to pull right up to the back of him into the braking zone. And he's not going to work his way by. And it looks like LB the GOAT is going to get by. 2.7. And here comes Bonnet right through the inside using the DRS. And he's going to get right back on that racing line down into turn 9 and regains that third step on the podium as these folks are now under 3 seconds trying to chase down the leader. Bonget's going to give it a little bit of a go. He does have this lap car in front of him here as they're making their way through the Latifi corner off the exit. And Bonget is going to go around the lap car, and everybody is going to be flying here. Bonget struggling with that lap car, and now he has fallen off big time to the 2 leaders in front. Nearly a full second lost there. Kumakopa has pulled right up to that rear diffuser of Bonnet and loses the exit there. So Raptor is going to be within 4/10, but now he's not going to be able to make a move on the Aston Martin. So with this train, it's all about mistakes, and now Bonnet is losing the pace that they had gained all the way up to your two race leaders, and he's back down to 3.5 seconds. And you got some pit stops starting with Kumakopa, Raptor, and Boonster all in pit lane here on lap 19. On the medium tires, so they went about 19 laps here. So let's see what they come out on and see if they can get to the end. Kumakopa is going to be looking to do a 2-stop. Raptor with a set of hards, maybe potential for a 1-stop for Raptor. Not exactly sure his game plan there, but we are on lap 19. Your biggest movers, Silos up 2, the Goat up 2, Bonnet up 3 so far, and Bonnet really struggling ever since gaining that P3 position to find any time to gain back up to your two race leaders, as he's fallen back down to 5 seconds here in that P3 position. Guzman here now 4.3 off the back of Bonnet, so he's actually starting to really find a lot of time here as he's making his way through sector 3 in that P4 position. But obviously did get a little bit of help for the time being with everybody diving into pit lane, and now your top 3 are all going to go in, and Guzman's going to follow as well. No speeding penalties from your top 4, all in pit lane. Matthew leading them through sector 3, trying to defend off Kumakopa as they make their way off the exit of turn 16, and your leaders are all starting to come back out onto the circuit. Is this undercut going to be powerful for Kumakopa? I'm not exactly sure it's going to benefit him at all, as he was being held up by that Williams, but he does come out, and Bonnet's going to come out right in front of him for that P3 position. So great execution for Bonnet, but now Kumakopa wants to get by him as soon as possible, and Bonnet is on those cold tires. So if Kumakopa can make his way through, this would help him here to potentially chase down your race leaders, James and Goose, down in P10 with a time penalty of 3 seconds. And the DRS is going to open up for Kumakopa, and around the right hand side, the outside of the yes, Reimer is Guzman, and the Aston Martin around the outside of Bonnet in the McLaren, and now up into P3. Raptor here makes his way by Matthew up into 5th place. So now he's got 1.4 seconds to close up to Bonnet. But Kumakopa is now on the charge once again. He had this lead down like 2.8 to the 2 leaders, and he does gain fastest lap of a 127.6. So Kumakopa on the set of medium to Boonster immediately tops out with a 127.4. So the Boonster looking for a fastest lap here on lap 21 in 9th place, as he is caught up to the back of peak hour, and Guzman's only 2.5 seconds in front of him. Kumakopa though is under pressure from Bonnet, not a lot of pressure, as LB the GOAT trying to put the pressure on the Mercedes in turn 6. No, so Reimer, he's so far down, or yeah, he is on controller. Yes, he is on controller. We made a small mistake He got a drive-through penalty by jumping the start. That's why he's so far back right now. Him and the Boomster both jumped the start. No, he's not doing bad at all. He qualified P2. So yeah, no, he's doing pretty well on controller. Komakopa is really pushing for the leaders. So after pit stops, leaders are on a set of hard tires, Komakopa on a set of medium. So that does explain the pace difference here, down to 2.5 seconds, 2.4 now on a set of medium. So he is going to be doing a two-stop strategy though. Silos and the GOAT, I'm not exactly sure what their plan is in regards to strategy. If they're going a one-stop or a two-stop, but the GOAT got a much better run than Silos off the exit of 5. He's going to go down the inside and down the north straight into the chicane. And the Red Bull is going to regain the lead from the Mercedes right behind him off the exit of turn 7. On lap 23 of 58, almost to the halfway point here at Abu Dhabi in the season finale. And Silos is trying to keep onto the back of that Red Bull in front of him as Komakopa is looking to potentially jump him here in the points. If I believe the best way that can happen is if Silos does not finish the Grand Prix. Guzman carrying some traffic with him of Raptor and Boomster here through Sector 3 as they're trying to close up to Bonnet here in that P4 position. And Bonnet is falling off the back of Silos, or of Komakopa in P3. The Komakopa is not giving up on the cars in front. He's now at 2 seconds off the back of him. And goes a little wide through turn 1, and he's trying to chase down Silos, who has lost the DRS to the GOAT in front of him. Raptor here is looking to get the DRS to Guzman off the exit of 5. Will he get it? Yes, he does. That DRS flap wide open, looking to defend to the Boomster. The Boomster down to the inside. Very close into the marbles. Boomster was fourth. And very bad camera angle. And peak hour is going to get bad Matthew, but squeezed by Boomster. And Raptor off the exit. And Boomster's still down the inside. Little bit of tire banging as they're making our way to turn 9. And Boomster, it takes out a cinder block or more like a pylon or something. I don't know what you call it, but the Boomster down in that P7 was battling with Raptor pretty hard there. Peak Hour and Matthew battling here in that P8 position. was some contact made between the Racing Bulls and the Sauber. Komakopa down to 1.8 now. Still trying to chase him down. Guzman has caught up to the back of Bongnet. They make their way off the exit of turn 16. Heading into turn 1 we go. Guzman Bongnet battle. Yeah, I got him here, Reimer. Got him for you, Reimer. And it looks like Guzman, let's see, he has quite a bit of battery compared to Bongnet. Guzman's almost full all the way down into second gear off the exit of turn 5. And he is going to get the DRS, looking for a move down into the chicane. Is Guzman going to be able to close up to the back of the McLaren? Closes up, but not close enough to make that move into the chicane. Guzman looking for maybe a nice little opportunity to get a good run off the exit of 7. DRS flap open, goes for a switch on the straight. And up into that P4 position Guzman goes. No time penalty for him, so not challenging anything at the time. But he is going to be looking to make his way up towards the race leaders. Komakopa here, 2.2 back now, was under 2 seconds. Medium tires really shouldn't be falling off to the hards. Might be going through a small graining phase here, as they're about 10 laps on them. Just about, but Komakopa really shouldn't be falling off. He might have made a few mistakes that has now cost him to have to back up a little bit, cool down the tires, and then put the pressure on once again. CeeLo's still putting that pressure on the goat here as we're making our way through sector 3. These two have been battling it out all Grand Prix here. Neither one of them choosing to back up. Komakopa is definitely struggling now. He was at under 2 seconds, now he's at 3 seconds, so must be really struggling on those medium tires. As your two leaders here on lap 28 of 58, about 30 laps to go, are making their way down the north straight in towards the chicane, and CeeLo's down to the inside. He uses the DRS, ERS into the braking zone, moved on up to the lead once again over the Red Bull, and now LB the GOAT is looking to bounce back here, maybe down into turn 9, but CeeLo's has extended out to 6/10 of a gap between him and LB the GOAT going into the hairpin, but didn't have to worry about a challenge there. Guzman, though, is catching up to Komakopa. He's about 2 seconds back as they make their way through Sector 3. It looks like turns 12, 13, 14. In good old Latifi corner. And then now through 15 into turn 16. Down the start-finish straight. Guzman's going to be about 1.7 seconds back, looking to chase down. Race strategies tonight so far. We've only had one stop. Pretty much the whole field started on mediums. And some of them, right now we got, so the whole field started on mediums except for Matthew, who's on a set of hards. I believe it was Matthew that didn't start on mediums. And this is where we are strategy-wise. LB the GOAT making a move. So medium to hards or medium to mediums as you're seeing. Just a matter of what's going on with the medium run here of Coma Copa in that P3 position. Off the exit across the start finish line, and we're now making our way into turn one. Coma Copa once again falling outside of 4 seconds of the leaders, but now Guzman is putting the pressure on down into turn 5. He's less than 3/10 off. He's gonna get a much better run off the exit. Power down, DRS open, and here comes the Mercedes, looking to go 2-3 on the podium for the time being. But Coma Copa is going to try and defend into the chicane, and he does just that. Coma Copa defending off the Mercedes into the chicane, and now he is going to still hang on to that P3 position. Question is, did Guzman get a much better run down into turn 9, down into the inside? No. Guzman's going to continue to follow behind. Does Guzman get a better run off the exit? Around the outside of Coma Copa. And there goes the Mercedes. They got both of them on the podium now. Over halfway through this Grand Prix here. As LB the GOAT and Silos are going to be coming across the line here in starting lap 31. Silos is now falling outside of DRS to LB the GOAT. Coma Copa has lost DRS to Guzman, and now Guzman is putting the pressure on here. Booster in that P6 position, looking to close down to Bonnet in front of him, but he's struggling after serving a drive-through penalty. And Guzman's now 4.1 back from Silos. So the question is, how long will it be before Guzman catches up to battle his teammate there for that P2 position? Bonnet here is still fighting with the Boonster for the top 5. And it looks like Silos down the inside of turn 9 is going to regain the lead from the Red Bull on lap 32, as they've been battling the entire Grand Prix. The top 3 are all on hards, and then it is mediums, and then it's hard, and then mediums. Silo's defending off the goat, or no, he actually worked his way by, okay, a lap car. Guzman down to 3.8. Yeah, the more they battle, the closer Guzman does get for sure. He's down to 3.8, and it looks like 3.7. But these guys are also making moves in the right places too, which is definitely helpful as well. That's kind of allowing them to continue to fight that gap to Guzman. It will be very, very interesting to see how the end of the Grand Prix is going to turn out. Absolutely. And we got about 23 laps to go here, and still a battle between the two leaders. Guzman has cut the lead down to 3.2, and that's really all the closest battle on the circuit. Everybody else is kind of spread out, but the closest battle is going to be between your two leaders, with the second Mercedes charging right now, dealing with hammer time, trying to chase down Silos and LB to go here as they make their way through turn 1. Now 2. Up the hill into 3 on the right-hander. Through 4, this little left-hand kink. Down the hill all the way into turn 5 of the hairpin. We're going to make our way off the exit, carry our way 2.9 now. So he's starting to close up even more. Not DRS worthy yet, but he is starting to close up even more. here comes Guzman, 2.7. You're most certainly more than welcome to, Reimer. I can invite you to this party chat. I'm just kind of like Jay chillin' at this point, man. I'm pretty tired, ready for bed, but you're not online yet. I'll still send you a party invite. Yeah, we got about 23 laps to go now. Mercedes and Red Bull have been swapping positions this entire Grand Prix. And now Guzman, after serving a drive-through, is looking to try and close up this gap, see if he can catch him before the end. Down 2.4, Comacopa is going to dive into pit lane here. Onto a set of hards, going for a two-stop strategy. Question is, are your hard runners going to be looking to box here? Goat still chasing down the Mercedes in front, but Guzman now 2 seconds back from the leaders, chasing them down. Boomster's gonna dive into pit lane, get off the medium tires. Raptor stays out on the hard. Comacopa comes out in P5 now. Let's see if he's gonna be able to catch up to Raptor and make a move. Peak Hour was able to get ahead of the Boomster. Silo's looking to make a move into turn 9. He's going to wisely choose not to. The Boomster on the fresher set of rubber is now closing up to the back of the Haas in front of him of peak hour as we're making our way through sector 3 off the exit of the final corner and around the inside outside of peak hour we go into turn 1. Is Boomster going to be able to hang it around the outside onto the exit curb? Going to slot right back in behind the Haas. Off the exit of turn 3 we go. Now through 4 down the hill. Here comes the kickstart Sauber one more time. And the Haas is going to close the door nice and kindly as we're making our way through turn 5. The Haas kind of bump drafting him through the corner, telling him you got to get the move going here. I got some people chasing me down. And here goes the Booster looking to make his way through up into that P6 position, 7.5 seconds back from Komakopa. In the meantime, Guzman has lost some time to your race leaders here as we're making our way off the exit of turn 16 down into the entrance of turn 1, and 2.3 seconds separating Guzman to Silos, his teammate in front of him. That's the question, Reimer. Is the top 3 hard going to make it to the end? That's a great question. I'm not exactly sure because they boxed on lap 19, so that is going to be a very long, like 39 laps to get to the end on the hard tires. I mean, will they? There's potential, but what's the wear going to be? And now Guzman under 2 seconds once again to the leaders in front. Komakopa is 2.5 tenths off the back of Raptor. He was able to close up to the back of him into sector 3, very close to the rear diffuser of the Racing Bulls. Now making our way through Latifi corner. Guzman 1.6 off the back of his teammate. And is Guzman going to come into play here to help Silos maybe secure the victory? Or is Guzman just going to be looking to drive away, as he clearly has the pace to catch him? Komakopa and Raptor side by side into turn 1. DeBoonster with the fastest lap, 6.5 seconds back from Raptor, with about 17 to 18 laps to go here. See if he will be able to close back up to the leaders in front, 5.5 seconds back. So he did close up sometime there, making his way through sector 1. Silo's gonna get around LB the Goat through turn 9. That is gonna open the gap back up to 1.8 behind to Guzman, who's sitting on the final step of the podium. Served a drive-through penalty on lap 1 and has now worked his way and found his way back up in contention for the race win. DeBoonster has had a rough go after being on pole. Guzman's gonna dive in the pit lane, and it looks like he's gonna be the first one to get off the hard tires. He goes to a set of mediums. So the question is, how long did he stay out? And he stayed out perfect amount of time here. Komakopa is not gonna get an undercut on him. So Guzman here on a set of mediums on lap 42 is looking to now potentially secure a victory with an undercut. Boonster is going to work his way through. Guzman did get a penalty off the exit of pit lane. Not exactly sure how that worked. Raptor goes to pit lane. Silos is going to once again work his way by LB to go into turn 9. And Silos back up to the top step of that podium. Soft would be interesting to know. My curiosity is they went 19 laps on the mediums to start the race. So with about 18 laps to go on the softs, what are they looking like? And in the meantime, LB the Goat gets the penalties, and now Silos and LB the Goat both dive in the pit lane. And where does this bring Guzman here? Off the exit of the final corner. Is Guzman going to be able to get him with the undercut into turn 1? And Guzman going to overlap him here off the exit of turn 2. And it looks like your new race leader is going to be the Mercedes of El Guzman. A nice little undercut there of 1 lap. And we got a new race leader here. Guzman with a nice undercut. Silos here hanging on the back with the DRS. I'll be the go, unfortunately, outside of the DRS to the Mercedes in front. So Silos now trying to stay within the time penalty gap of his teammate. Peak Hour dives into pit lane. He's going to be dropping through. As we're making our way off the exit of turn 9 now through 10, 11, and into 12, through 13 and 14 of Latifi. And now heading towards the final 2 corners we go. And Silo's barely hanging on to that DRS to his teammate in front, as he's looking for maybe a better run. Guzman with a new fastest lap at a 125.9, so nearly a 126, but he has got the fastest lap here on lap 44 and 3 lap old medium tires. Silo still has the DRS to his teammate. The question is LB the GOAT going to be able to close up to the back of these 2 folks here? As Silo's just set a purple sector 2, so I'm not sure if he might be challenging that fastest lap here on lap 44. Yeah, LB lost that toe. That's really going to hurt him. He also does have that penalty as well. In the meantime, Silo sets the fastest lap. So he's really cooking at this time right behind his teammate here on lap 45. He is trying to regenerate that battery, or his teammate Guzman is going back for that fastest lap. Off the exit of the final corner we go between Peak Hour and Matthew. Little battle going on between these 2 here for that P8 and P9 position. LB the GOAT still hasn't caught up to the leaders. He's now fallen outside of 2 seconds here. Silo's still looking for, I believe, that first race win of the season. And he's putting the pressure on his teammate here on lap 46. So just at about 10 laps to go here in the season finale of the Pro Tier. And we've had nothing but racing for the lead the entire Grand Prix here. Big mistake from El Guzman, saw him drop through the field with a drive-through penalty on lap 1, and now he's leading on lap 47 after the last pit stops on lap 41 or 42, around there. But here comes Silos, though, down the inside into the braking zone, into the chicane. And now this is going to allow LB the GOAT to really close up, especially through the chicane, where you can lose a lot of time. But here comes Guzman, going to fight back through the inside into turn 9. And now Guzman's regained the race lead here off the exit of turn 9. He is going to be under a lot of pressure from his teammate with the Red Bull charging right behind him, 1.8 seconds back. There we go, 1.4 seconds back now. And here comes the Mercedes up in the front. You got two of them between Silos and Guzman. And now the Red Bull has creeped up into the picture between the GOAT of LB. And we got a three-way battle for your race lead on lap 49. Going to be between the two Mercedes and the Red Bull. And here comes LB the GOAT. Not really burning, just going to stick with the DRS. As Guzman peeked down to the inside of his teammate, but he's going to continue to follow behind. And LB the GOAT is now going to put the pressure on Guzman to see if Guzman will be fighting with the Silos here to allow the Red Bull to work his way through. Guzman's going to close the door going into turn 9, and he's going to maintain that P2 position for the time being. And here comes Guzman down the inside, gonna overtake his teammate very easily heading into the chicane. They do got the Alpine right in front of him off the exit. Guzman is looking to get the DRS, and yes he does. Silos just barely within that 1 second of Guzman here. He did fall down to almost 9/10 there. Guzman with the fastest lap here on lap 51. We're making our way, climbing down the lap to 100% here in the CCRL Pro Tier. We got a lot of folks who stuck around a couple laps down, but managed to stick around and enjoy just driving here at Marina. We come off the exit of turn 5. The GOAT is now going to put the pressure on the Mercedes of Silos, and the GOAT is now going to regain that P2 position, and next on his list will be to go after Guzman in front of him. Off the exit of turn 7, Guzman gets a little bit of a snap there, and here comes the Red Bull. DRS flap wide open around the outside, heading towards turn 9, and he clears them into the braking zone. The Red Bull now up into that P2 position. And LB the GOAT, and here comes Silos as well, working his way by the Red Bull, using the DRS to his teammate. He is going to drive down the inside into turn 9, side by side between the two Mercedes, defending off the Red Bull in that P3 position, making their way through sector 3. And it looks like LB the GOAT is going to drop down into 3rd place. Guzman's going to regain the lead, with Silos hanging on to that 2nd place position. He has no time penalties to this time, with about 6 to 7 laps to go here. As we cross the line, we're going to be going to about 6 laps to go. And the Mercedes teammates are 1-2 with that Red Bull sitting in third place. Still trying to put the pressure on the Mercedes in front of him here. LB the GOAT versus Silos in the season finale, lap 53. And it looks like the Red Bull's maybe going to look down to the inside of turn 5. Wisely chooses to back out. He is now going to get the DRS, but so isn't Silos. Silos will have it to his teammate in front. But here comes the Red Bull, not closing up far enough alongside to get him into the braking zone. He's going to continue to follow him off the exit of turn 7. Will he get a much better run here than Silos does? It appears he may have gotten a little bit better of a run, but it's not going to be enough to overtake the Mercedes down into turn 9. Still got a battle between your two leaders. Raptor and Bonnet are also battling. Silo's gonna get that DRS to defend to the Red Bull behind him as they make their way into turn 9 once again. Komakopa is going to be under pressure from the Boomster here as they make their way toward turn 9. Into the inside, the Boomster goes, and he's going to now jump up into that 4th place position. Yeah, Guzman definitely needs to break the toe here, but I don't think he's going to be able to, considering how long he's been on the tires. He's been on the tires a lot longer, and everybody else's tires are finally worked in. Although LB the GOAT was looking to make a move potentially down the inside. This is really the opportunity for Guzman to break the toe, but now the DRS flaps are wide open, and here comes Silos. Silos pretty much bump drafting his teammate into turn 9. Now making our way down the North Straight heading towards the chicane. Silos down the inside of his teammate into the braking zone. up into the lead once again. And it looks like Guzman's going to get a much better run off the exit of turn 7. And he's going to fight with his teammate here through the inside. Silos wants to defend this extremely hard. And they're on the outside. And it looks like Silos is going to maintain the race lead on lap 56. Heading through Sector 3. The Boonsters really opened up a gap. Bonget and Raptor still fighting back here. So a 3-car battle, all beginning the penultimate lap. Into turn 1 we go. That'll be the goat looking down the inside of Guzman. Not going to complete that move. Championship leader. I totally forgot Reimer. Championship leader right now is I'll be the GOAT, which he locked it up. Silos and Comacopa were battling for second, but as long as Silos finishes, Comacopa can't overtake him for those points. But you got Guzman back to the lead. Silos in second on the final lap. He is going to have the DRS here. Is Silos going to get his first win of the season on the final race of the season? He is going to get it based on penalties, but I think he wants to do it on the circuit and show these folks how it's really done as they're making their way down toward turn 5. Bonget's going to get by Raptor. Back up to the front between your top 3. That'll be the GOAT putting the pressure on Silos. As now Silos is burning. He's going to be catching up to the back of his teammate here. Is he going to be looking to make a move into the chicane? No, he's not. But the Red Bull is going to be bumping into the back of him. A little bit of contact there off the exit of turn 7. DRS flaps wide open. Here comes Silos burning the rest of his battery. Using the DRS to his advantage. And he's going to defend off a Red Bull but not overtake the Mercedes for the race lead as they're making their way through turn 9. And it's the Mercedes versus Red Bull here. Top 3, 58 laps of pure racing here at the front, competing for the victory. And on the circuit through Sector 3, penultimate corner for the final time here at Abu Dhabi off Marina circuit. And it will be El Guzman will take your victory on the circuit. But in the books, it will be the official Silos with your race win. Guzman in second, LB the GOAT third. Boonster makes his way around the final corner of turn 16. And he's going to take that 4th place finish. Comacopa come home in 5th. Peak Hour and Raptor still fighting. Comacopa actually will come home in 4th. To Boonster in 5th. Peak Hour Raptor still fighting here for this final P6 position. In Sector 3 we go. Under the bridge towards Latifi Corner. And we got a 3-car battle here. Leading ourselves towards the start-finish line. And it looks like Peak Hour is going to be able to make his way off the exit of the final corner to the start-finish line. And Peak Hour will take the victory. Well, there you have it, folks. That is your finishing position. P1, Silos, Gooden second, Goat third, Comacopa fourth, DeBoonster fifth, Peak Hour sixth, Raptor seventh, Bonga eighth, Matthew ninth, James 10th, 11th is OK, and GC Adventure will round out your grid. Wednesday night, Elite Tier will be having their season finale, full qualifying 100% Grand Prix. That will begin at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. MMR Hotspot will be doing commentary on that. I believe it will be uploaded on his YouTube channel either Thursday or Friday morning. In the meantime, next Tuesday night will be the start of the brand new season here in CCRL. The Pro Tier will be live 9 p.m. Monday night next week. I'm not exactly sure what the circuit will be. In the meantime, I am the Johnny Damon. It's been a pleasure to commentate for you guys this season. Congratulations to LB the GOAT on the championship. A comeback drive through the final few races to get himself to the top. In the meantime, you all have a great rest of your week. I hope you all stay safe. Enjoy, and I will see you next week.